Hello, my Macam family. Happy New Year to all who celebrate. But welcome to another Make a Culture Move podcast, where here we cover everything from social intense topics to funny social trends. We are your hosts, Mark Jonathan.
G.
Tabitha.
And as always, we have a great podcast in store for you all today. But before we get started, if we could have a brief disclaimer.
All right, so as you guys know, we talk about a lot of intense social topics and trends on this podcast, and we just want to let you guys know that these views do not reflect Malcolm as a whole, do not hold Malcolm accountable for what we think and how we feel. That's all I got to say about that.
100%. So I will be kicking us off today. All right. And basically, I got some quick stories for us today, nothing too major. I wanted to start with actually a close friend of mine, Elijah, a young activist as he calls himself, and as he has been getting attention around Denver and touching other states as well. But he released this video on the COVID vaccine. We've been in pandemic for months, almost getting to a year, I believe in like March, somewhere around there. So I guess they had a nurse that took the vaccine and then had a lot of downsides to it. So I'm gonna really just let him tell the story and tell her story. So if we could get into that, please.
All right, will do. So y'all, again, that's a personal decision on what you're gonna do with this vaccine. Are you gonna take it or not take it? Let's see what happened when this lady took it.
Hi, I am a registered nurse in Nashville, Tennessee, and my name is Khalifa Mitchell.
As y'all seen from that video, Ms. Khalifa Mitchell, the nurse, told us not to take the vaccine.
I'm reaching out to everyone about the Covid-19 vaccination. I recently took the Covid-19 vaccination. After the shot, I felt fine. In 3 days, I went to the doctor because I had problems with my face. The whole left side of my face, actually. I have Bell palsy now.
If y'all don't notice, COVID-19 has a 99% survival rate, which is crazy. And the actual vaccine itself has a 94% survival rate. That means you're more likely to be harmed or damaged to the vaccine than you are by the actual drug itself. If y'all don't know this either, the word vaccine literally means drug. It's a social word for drug. What a vaccination is, it's a weakened strain or basically a dead strain that they put inside of your system, which is basically the virus itself. They expect majority of you people's blood cells to fight off the vaccine to be able to make you more immune to the virus itself. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, man. All the chemicals and the extra stuff they put in that vaccine, it could be very damaging to the people.
And as you can see, I can't smile. I'm trying to smile. I'm just getting embarrassed. But I just want everyone to know that I think this vaccination is the worst thing ever. And I would not give this to anybody, even my worst enemy.
And on top of that, it takes about 10 years for a vaccine to actually be well tested on majority people, animals, and subjects to make sure it's actually good for the community. They've only tested this on a few thousand people in the last 90 days, and now they're passing laws on it to be potentially legal throughout all of America. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not enough time for me to be able to put some random chemicals and the virus that's potentially one of the most damaging in history and harmful in history in my body. I'm not doing that. But I mean, at the end of the day, people got to pay their bills, and we have plenty of doctors and people in government systems and militaries who have no choice sometimes but to take it. But I'd encourage each and every single one of y'all, if y'all have the ability, I wouldn't take the vaccine. And I'd encourage y'all, if y'all have the ability, probably not to. Because, I mean, this is hella harmful for our community and our people, and it's clearly not doing us good. And we need to be able to look at this as an example on how this American system has never really been for our people.
Please, America, they do not care about us. Do not take this vaccination.
I mean, you can see that from the Tuskegee experiments where they had over 400 black men, all black men, tested on and seeing how syphilis destroys their bodies. And over 12 dozen of them died, which is insane. And you also had smallpox diseases with the American Indians that they killed off many of their people. You know, I don't trust in this oppressive system that has enslaved and killed and put in prison a lot of our communities, black men and black women. I'm cool on all that, you know, so I'd encourage each and every single one of y'all, do y'all research before y'all take that thing, and also look up different herbalist remedies, for example, Dr. Sebi, and just try to exercise and be more healthy so you're less prone to actually catching the disease. Because at the end of the day, I'm just saying, I personally want to take it. I think this is a pandemic and a setup to keep us suppressed.
So just looking at that, I think one of the big things to point out is he said the survival rate for COVID-19 is 99%, and then the survival rate for the vaccine is 94%. So it's like almost like contracting COVID normally, or however the process would be to contract COVID, you would have a higher chance of survival than inserting the vaccine yourself. But what's y'all's take on that?
I mean, you know, to make a vaccine, they have to use part of the disease in it, you know. So what they're doing with the vaccine is just giving people COVID. If you haven't had it and you go get a vaccine, now you got it. Or if you had it already and you go get the vaccine, now you got it double time. Yeah. It's like, you know, and it's like, you know, like Elijah said, you know, it takes minimum 10 years for them to properly come up with the vaccine. And then how we come up with a vaccine for something that we're still trying to figure out what the hell is it? Where does it come from? Does it come out of thin air? How do we contract it? How do we have a vaccine for something that nobody is even sure how people are getting it? Like, you know, we're still trying to figure out, does it just come out of the thin air? Like what? Like how did y'all create a vaccine for a disease that you can't grasp? Like, I don't know. The American system is flawed in so many ways. And it's just like, and then going into, you know, March will be, you know, about a year since we hit pandemic mode, but, you know, we've already been in COVID for a year now. You know, it hit December of 2019. So I'm not getting the vaccine. I don't suggest people to get the vaccine, but, you know,
you do what you want to do. That's at the end of the day. And that's crazy because I don't support the vaccine whatsoever. It goes into what Brother Elijah was saying, Soldier Elijah. It's a pandemic. It's all planned. It was created in a lab, and it so-called started in Wuhan, China. But more people in America are dying from COVID than before. When the epidemic or the pandemic of COVID started, again, it started in Wuhan, China, but then it ended up like severely impacting communities of color, the Black, Hispanic, and Native American communities. It's getting to a point where our indigenous brothers and sisters on the reservations, they don't allow people to come in because they're afraid that they're gonna somehow catch this virus. It was all man-made, engineered, genetically modified. It's a GMO. It's a genetically modified organism that has a patent on it. So at the end of the day, like, I mean, this vaccine is more harm than doing good. There was an actual white woman that got the vaccine on camera and passed out shortly after. So again, we just got to be wise. We have to use common sense, and we have to look at history. We don't need to be they're no longer testing drugs and stuff on animals anymore. They're starting to do it on people because they're trying to move away from animal cruelty, but they don't care about what they're doing to people because of this quote unquote overpopulation that's happening on the planet. So.
Dude, and like Tab just said, you feel me? Use your common sense. Black people. Why, if it's a vaccine for all people, why do they want Black people to test it first?
Right. And then they have that one Black person that goes to take it to let everybody know, you know, hey, Black people, it's okay. We could take the COVID. We could take the COVID vaccine. Like that person is like the Black spokesperson for all Black people, for us to say like, all right, it's all good. Y'all could do it. Because at the end of the day, Black people start all the trends, all the social trends, all the trends in general. So if people see us doing it, they're like, okay, so it must be okay for me to do this. Then our Hispanic brothers go do it. Then our Indigenous brothers and sisters go do it. So, and that kind of goes into what Offset said. I'm not taking that vaccine. Because I know what y'all are trying to do, and I'm not stupid.
They're trying to eliminate us. They're trying to eliminate us. The Black, brown, Mexican, Hispanic, Native American, they want to make us extinct. Like, no, we can't. We have to overcome. Like, y'all, just do your research. That's it. Like, you feel me? Do your research. You're going to do what you want to do anyways at the end of the day. But if you got conscience, you got common sense, don't take
100%. But just segueing a little, I got 2 shout outs. So we have 2 Hispanic males created I believe it's a company or something like that. But basically they created leather out of cactus, right? So what this would do is, you know, because of animal cruelty, like Tabitha was saying a little time ago, but it would stop a majority of that, you feel me? Because there's tons of cacti, I believe is the plural of cactuses, right? Cacti. Yeah. And so with that being said, yeah, like this is just crazy. You know, it's just those 2, like as far that just invented the idea, and now they're trying to put a whole company in this. So, you know, definitely want to use this platform for all of our people, you feel me? We all got to work together in this. So just shout outs to them. If you could just pull out their article a little bit, show their faces, show a little bit of what they did.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope, because there's like, you know, cacti deserts and stuff where it's
exactly
full of cacti, you know, all they do is grow and die and grow and die and grow and die.
Mm-hmm. But look at them, man, they look sharp themselves, you feel me?
Right, look at them. But, I like it.
So yeah, 2 Mexican entrepreneurs just created leather out of cactus leaves, you feel me? So, you know, they're about to launch this whole business, you know, entrepreneurs in their own right. Y'all can see some of the leather, you know, it looks stylish. It's not nothing that like you wouldn't wear. And definitely knowing that this is going to be saving animals as well. Like, it's just a shout out to them. You know, I see them doing their thing.
Vegan.
That's dope. That is so dope. I would definitely wear a cacti purse.
Exactly. And it's different. You feel me?
Look at that. Go back to the picture of the purse. That purse is actually cute.
Exactly.
It's partially biodegradable.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So yeah. So you again, shout out to these 2 Mexican entrepreneurs. We see y'all doing y'all things. Look out for them. You feel me? You know, saving animals and supporting business. Definitely got to keep that money circulating within. But with that being said, if we could move on to my second shout out, we have a Black couple that opened up a drive-through movie theater. So I've actually never been to one myself. I would love to go, and especially knowing that one is
Black.
You've
never been to a drive-in?
Nah, never.
Wow.
I know.
Your drive-ins are so dope. Right. Drive-ins are so dope.
They have one in Colorado. If you feel like you're missing out, you definitely could find your local drive-in movie theater, especially with this pandemic going on. You could go ahead and pull up real quick and watch a movie that we can't watch in theaters right now.
100%. But yeah, I don't know why I've never gone. I just never really, I guess my friend group just wasn't into that. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if we could just click onto that article, show their faces one time. You know, we always talk about supporting Black. Yeah, see, Gadia, thank you. I know I'm not alone at least. I know I'm not alone.
You have to change that. You cannot, no.
Definitely got to change that. You got to go to a drive-in.
I will do. I plan to. At
You
least.
gotta be prepared too. You gotta sit for usually drive-in show like 3 movies, you know.
And
so
you can bring your
I
own
heard.
snacks. And they'll
you can
never
bring your
know.
own snacks. You can have a little blanket, pillow, be nice and cozy, cuddle. Drive-ins are dope, way better than a movie theater.
I'm telling you, because it'd be cold in them theaters. I'd be like, why didn't I bring a jacket? And that'd be waiting for it to be over because I'm freezing.
Yeah.
Let's get into it, though. I'm proud of these Black people. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, indeed.
Look
So
at that apple. Okay.
yes, indeed.
Right.
You got your whole family with him. You feel me?
Okay.
But yeah. So can somebody read that for me? I'm sorry, I don't got it.
Okay. This family just opened a Black-owned drive-through movie theater in New Jersey. Woo woo! Shout out to New Jersey.
Dang.
Mhm.
I guess his name is, I want to say that Sir, or Sir, I don't know. And Oyana
Ayana.
Morris, a couple from Newark, New Jersey, have opened a drive-through movie theater called Newark Moonlight Cinema to bring entertainment to people while considering health precautions in the midst of a pandemic.
Yes.
Yes,
Hey,
indeed.
drive-ins are dope really for the pandemic because, you know, social distancing. You're in your own car. You don't have to worry about sitting next to anybody else.
And you don't have to wear a mask.
And you don't have to wear a mask.
Exactly. But yes, just again, one more time, just shout outs to them. You know, we see them doing that thing, Black owned, Black business. You know, we got to keep this money circulating, like I said previously.
Look at
Definitely.
that Black family. That is
Yes, indeed.
a power move, a culture move, just by being a Black family that's together, that's sticking together, that's making moves.
Yeah, raising their kids up in, you know, business. That's
With
smart.
stability.
That's how you do it, with stability. You feel
Yes,
me?
indeed.
But
yes.
I love it.
But segueing into my next topic, and this will be my last, I actually had just a interesting question for y'all. You feel me? It was proposed to me over Facebook, and I made a joke about it, but it really is like an interesting thing to think about. So the question goes, if they put 100 million and a book on how to make 100 million on a table in front of you, which would you choose?
Damn. Sorry, guys. My dog shitted on my floor.
So,
Sorry.
that's a tough question. Because knowing me and how I am, I would take the 100 million right off the bat.
Right.
And because that's when you're able to expand and make opportunities for yourself to perpetuate income for your household and for yourself. So that would give you a chance to create some type of income for yourself. And the thing is, a lot of us, we have to get loans and stuff like that in order to pursue business endeavors that we would like to do. So I would like to have my own business, and I would like to have my own staff, people that work for me, that do things like small tasks that they could perpetually do. And that's what I'm telling you. I want to go to law school. At the end of the day, that's what I want to do. And I want to be a lawyer, but I want to have my own law firm. And I want to hire a receptionist, somebody that works for me. I want to hire other lawyers of color, because a lot of times it's hard for us to get a job after we come out of law school or other schools of that sort, just to do different areas of law, you know? So
Right.
that's what I want. Daddy, what put ... Okay. Dot.
I'm going to
I'm
take the 100 million and the book on how to make 100 million. I'm going to do both. I'm going to take them both.
Assuming you could only pick one.
Assuming I can only pick one, I'm going to take the 100 million. And then I'm sure I could buy a book on how to make 100 million, because if there's a book being given to me on how to make 100 million, I'm sure I can go and buy a book on how to make 100 million. So I'm going to take the 100 million.
Exactly.
I agree 100%. And initially, I was making the joke, I was never much of a reader anyway. So it was 100 mil, boom, you feel me? I'm not about to read about it. But I understood the point of it, you feel me? If you can learn how to make 100 million, then you can do it over and over again in theory, you feel me? But I feel with the 100 million, I already know how to flip money, you feel me? So if I had the 100 million, I feel like I could do that anyway. Exactly. So I wouldn't really really need the book per se. But initially I was taking it jokingly, but I understand the process of taking the book instead. But I would never.
I would buy, renovate, and own my own apartment complex because that's two
Me
to
too.
for every apartment.
Your own community.
Your own community.
Yeah.
And of course, I'll try to create my own little Black Wall Street and just have brown people up in there. But that's just me. That's just me. That's what I would do. But again, I think that owning your own business, it kind of goes into what Mr. Soldier Daddy L said. He said, what is written in the book is not guaranteed to be obtained by Black people because we are oppressed. Take the 100 million. Totally agree. What happens if the book says get a loan? It fail immediately because they don't give loans to Black people. Exactly. Very good point. Very good point. But I mean, again, like that's a question to throw out there for, people that are just logging on, getting into the podcast. Would you take 100 million or would you get a book on how to make 100 million? If both of those are laid on the table, which one would you choose?
And you could only choose one. Let us know.
The 100 million, because I could, again, it goes into what G was saying. You could buy a book on how to make 100 million.
100%. Yes, we all agree we taking the 100 million, but we understand why some people would take the book. It doesn't make sense to us per se, but we understand it at least.
The concept of the question, it's a good question to put out there to see, where people's heads and mindsets is at when it comes to money making business. But that's what the world is. Like, if you're living out in the world, if you're not trying to make money, then you're failing somewhere because you need money to survive. Okay,
so question. If the number was different, would your opinion change?
If it said $100,
yeah.
If it said $100 or a book on how to make $100 million, I'm taking $100. I'm taking $100.
Really?
I'm taking $100 and I'm going to buy a book on how to make.
Right, even still, because it's $100. I'm sure I can still buy a book because I'm sure the book on how to make $100 million is not gonna cost me $100 million. It's like I don't know, like even with the number changing, it's like if that number is high enough to where I can go and buy the book, I'm gonna take the money. I'm gonna take the money and I'm gonna go buy the book.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And even if it was $10, right? $10 of the book on that's not when it goes down to $10, I'm gonna look on the back of that book for that little stamp part that says how much the book is worth. And if the book is worth, like, let's say $12.99 and there's $10 on the table,
I'm taking the 10.
I might consider taking the book.
Taking the 10. Because it's the $2 difference, with tax is gonna jump to like $17.80,
Right. So it just really depends. And am I really hurting for that $10? Like, have I not eaten for like 3 days, or haven't I not eaten all day? I could use that $100 to go get. $10 to go get something to eat. I keep saying 100.
Exactly. But I'm hurting for 100 mil. So yeah, I'm gonna take it.
But
I'm gonna take that off rip. Like, hey, you giving it to me? You're just giving me 100 mil. Like, yeah, I'm gonna take it. Yup.
Right.
Yep. And I don't have to do nothing for it. You just giving it to me. I'm taking it. And I'm gonna go buy the book that you're offering.
Right.
Facts though. But yeah, I just thought that question was a little interesting. Interesting to hear y'all's thoughts. But there are some people that would rather know how to like make 100 million than to have 100 million. And like I said, I know how to flip money. I feel like I could do it over and over again. At least to get 50% back.
He's gonna flip the game over. Anyway.
You got to with the 100 mil, I'd invest, like you said, get your own community, all of that. But we can go ahead and segue.
So the next part that we have for you guys is me, and I'm just offering a discussion. I do have an article, but we could get into that after this small little discussion that I'm gonna pose to y'all. So my question is, so when it comes to like New Year's and stuff like that, because me personally, I don't celebrate New Year's. I don't celebrate. My New Year doesn't start in the dead of winter. That's what it is. My New Year starts when everything is growing, blossoming, and prospering, and life's just beginning. You know what I'm saying? In the world, everywhere. Animals are coming out of hibernation. They're making babies, and the world is just being rejuvenated all over again. That's when my New Year starts, in winter, in the spring, not in winter, in the springtime. I don't celebrate New Year's, and it's crazy because I was just trying to see, just throwing out there, how many people die on New Year's and New Year's Eve, and it was this long list of people that die simply because, you know, they're out there getting drunk driving, you know, accidents, killing people, running people over by mistake because they're drunk. They're probably on some type of, who even knows, you know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, even before, like, I stopped celebrating a lot of these secular holidays and stuff like that, I never really participated in New Year's parties or New Year's Eve parties. I would be praying, and I never really celebrated Christmas either, because the thing about my family was we were struggling, we were poor, like we had nothing. So my mom was she wanted to do it for us, but she couldn't because we were poor. And looking back now, I'm like, why was I so pressed on a holiday that had nothing to do with my ancestors, that had nothing really to do with me, saying that a white man's coming down my chimney and he's gonna bless me with some gifts? You know, a white man, we, like, for some reason, we're always so happy when a white man's coming to give us something, giving us, you know, Section 8 food stamps, things like that. But now a fat man in a red suit's coming down the chimney and he's giving you gifts. Come on now. But when we were in slavery, we were the gifts. So that just goes to show. And Black Friday, we talked about that, how like we were on sale. Slaves were on sale. So like, I'm just thinking, like, for me personally, my New Year starts in, you know, the springtime. And I kind of wanted to see what you guys had to say about that and about the tragedies and stuff that take place on New Year's Eve. You
know, my New Year, me personally, starts on my birthday. That's when I was born. That's when my New Year starts. You feel me? It's a new year of life for me. I've never been that age before, so now it's new for me. So that's my New Year personally. But I do believe that the new year truly starts with the spring, when everything is coming in fresh, everything is coming in, it's growing back new, the animals are coming out of hibernation, the flowers are growing, the trees are getting their leaves back, you know, the weather is getting warmer and stuff. You know, it makes no sense that the new year starts in like the middle of the winter time when everything is dead. Like, not like, you feel me, or in the process of dying. But you know, New Year's is really, it's really, you know, for people who do go out and stuff, you know, you have to be extra precautious, extra safe, extra careful, and all those things. And it's like, it's scary to think about because you don't know who's gonna make it into the new year, going from the New Year's Eve to the New Year's Day, because people are out drinking. Literally, people start drinking New Year's Eve the day of. You know, they start drinking New Year's Eve the day of and are drinking all the way through and don't stop. And some people don't have the common sense to not get behind the wheel. Or, you know, some people, when they drink, they become violent. You know, so many things can happen when they partake in those things. I don't know. I was at home at my crib in my bed for, you know, the New Year's Eve, whatever everybody else was doing for celebrations. And that's where I would have rather been. There's really no place I would have rather been. I brought the new year in with my family, you know, with the people who I'm around daily. So yeah, I don't know. Me personally, my new year starts with my birthday, but as far as like life, really, I believe the new year starts with the spring. When life begins to rejuvenate again. And it shouldn't start with in the midst of winter time. Like, this shit's crazy. It's weird.
Super weird. Mr. Mark Anthony.
Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan. Oh, I thought it was Anthony tripping.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Don't hold it against
No, you good. But no, I can definitely agree with what you guys are saying. It definitely doesn't make sense for the new year to start when everything is dead, still dead. And like you said, that's the time of regeneration during the springtime. Uh, as far as like, the murders that happen, and I like to say murders because I feel like, there's definitely like houses where you shouldn't drive. Like if you could barely walk and like stand up, like I don't understand how you could get behind the wheel. Um, you
And
know,
people be drinking. Like, why didn't you take a Uber or get like
right?
somebody that you cool with to drop you off, or have like a what do you call that person?
A designated driver,
Yeah, I forgot.
DD.
DD. Why don't you get a
Mm,
DD? But that just goes to show you it's a sign of the times and the generation that we belong to, because we value partying and getting like that excitement more than we value our own lives and the lives of those around us. So.
100%.
It's sad, it's like you think about it, with our generation, like a lot of them have kids. It's like, why don't you want to bring the new year in with your child? Like with the family that you're creating. Start your new year off right with them. And I'm saying, like, when the ball drops at midnight, how everybody gets so excited for the ball to drop at midnight and they popping bottles at midnight. Why not change that scenery and just be at home with your family? Where you're going to be safe, where for a fact you're going to wake up the next morning and still be alive to be a parent to your kid.
True. There's the article I'm gonna pull up, but all this was said to show how it is for people that just be minding their own business, not outside, not celebrating the new year, not doing any of that. This little boy was well, as Mark said, murdered. Some people call it manslaughter. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but he in a hit and run on New Year's Eve, he killed a 3-year-old boy, and he killed somebody and fled the scene. I just think that's it. Just shows you the type of people that we have on this wonderful planet we call Earth.
Exactly. But even outside of New Year's, like even just like regular parties where you're driving home drunk, like there's been situations like on Halloween, like a couple years ago when I was in college, like I took keys. Like, especially if I was hosting the party, because if you don't know, like if you hosting a party and they drunk and crash and get in an accident themselves or anything like that, like you can go to jail for that. Like I've taken keys plenty of times. Like, yeah, you drove here, but you clearly didn't think that through because now you're gonna be sitting on my couch or whatever because I got your keys. Or you could walk home if that's what you prefer.
See, I don't go out, y'all. This is why I don't go out. This is why I don't go out. Because one, like me, you feel me? I like to drink, right? But I don't trust people, so I don't like to be drunk around people because I don't trust people. So period. That's just that. I don't trust people, so I don't like to be drunk around people. Period. Okay. Like I tell you, I can count on a hand of how many people have ever seen me like drunk. I like to drive whenever I go out because when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I'm not waiting on anybody. If I'm ready to go, I'm ready to get the hell up out of there and it's time to go. If you ride with me, we leave it right now. And so when I go out, I don't drink because I drive. And it's just that simple. If I go out, I usually don't end up drinking, or if I do, I know my limits and I stop. I know my limits and I can stop. And I'll sober myself up before I have to get back behind the wheel. Every time I will sober myself up before I got to get back behind the wheel. Every time. And I don't go out because I don't like to be drunk around people I don't trust. And when I am ready to go, I'm ready to go. I'm not waiting on a single soul to say, well, I still want to party. I have friends that it'll be 3:00 in the morning. It's like, where's the next event? The bed. What do you mean the next event? It's 3:00 in the morning. It's time to go home. It's time to go get into bed. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna watch this filthy night off. Like, what do you mean the next event? No, like our generation really got to get it together at some point because, baby, we got to stop. I was like a 3-year-old, y'all, a 3-year-old, like that baby didn't even get to live.
I'm saying. And the sad part is it was a brown person that ended up killing him. So
no integrity. Fled the scene. Like, you have no integrity for a 3-year-old. Your karma's gonna be horrible.
I'm saying what goes around comes around. My mom used to say that, and I'm just kind of like, of all the stuff that I've done in my life, like especially now that I know better, I do something that I know that I'm not supposed to do. It always comes back and bites me in the booty. Like the Most High ain't playing. So that's all I got. I don't know if you got anything for us today, G. I ain't got nothing.
I didn't, y'all. I didn't know how long we were gonna be, but I just wanted to, come in. I ended us off. Tab didn't have anything to end us off last time, so she started us off. Mark and Tab started us off. Me and Mark ended us off. So we're gonna have a great 2021 with our 100%. Podcast. I don't know how anybody else is feeling so far with, the 2021 year being started, but I feel good about it.
It's definitely a year to stack your bread. Absolutely. Stay away from these, I'm going to just say people, and just stack your bread. Come on, bro. I said people, Tabitha. I said people.
People grow your mindset. It's a year to grow. It's a year to elevate, y'all. 2020 came, and I ain't gonna say she beat me down, but she definitely got hands. Like 2020, she has some hands, So 2021, I'm ready. Like, you feel me? If she's coming in fighting, I'm coming in fighting. I'm swinging back this year. I don't think I swing back on 2020. I think I just let her kind of beat me up a little bit. But 2021, I'm swinging back. I'm connecting. And I might knock her out if she try me. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, y'all.
Okay, so I'm a little curious. Gadiel said Soldier Gadiel said that he has something for us. And he said that they vandalized that dude's house for not giving us $2,000. I'm confused of whose house he's talking about. Is he talking about Biden or is he talking about Trump? Because either way it goes, I didn't get the first stimulus check. And I'm more than likely not gonna get the second stimulus check. So I'm like, help a sister out. If you ain't trying to help me, I'm just here.
Me too, Tab. Look, I'm just here. If you can't help us, we can't help you. But let's help each other.
Oh wow, Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, majority of the House, denied our $2,000, and people graffitied this dude's house. I'm weak. The things people do. Every action does not deserve a reaction, but
hey, at the end of the day,
do you?
At the end of the day, man,
that's not what Newton said. It's like I'm playing.
We are looking for somebody to help us out when these people are not going to help us out at all. They're all for our destruction, never for our upliftment. And that's just how that is. So I can use $2,000. Actually, I can use the quote unquote reparations that these people never gave us. I need my 10 acres and a mule, but I ain't times 10.
Times 10.
But I will never be happy until they went through what my ancestors went through and have the post-traumatic slavery syndrome that we have today.
To the fullest extent?
To the fullest extent.
To the fullest extent, because they don't know what type of pain it feels to bring to a mother's heart for 4 little Black girls to be burned down inside of a church. They don't know that type of pain to have their kids dragged and kidnapped out of their homes and beaten to death, have their eyes gouging out of their skulls. They don't know what that's like. They don't know what it's like for their sons to be gunned down in the streets for having wallets or hairbrushes by the police or the people who are to protect and serve them. They don't know what that's like. They don't know what it's like to have their children ripped from their homes for no reason. They don't know what that shit is like until they feel our pain to the full extent, until they know what it's like to have lashes on their back, cutting deep all the way to the meat, until they know what it feels like to have their genitals cut off and shoved down their throats, until they know what it feels like to have their breasts cut off, to be raped against their will, to have their men pulled out of their homes forcibly, to have their men be put in jail just for being Black. They don't know what that's like. They don't know that pain. They don't know the pain of watching two Black men beat each other to death just because the white man said so. They don't know that pain. They will never know what it feels like to have our Black children be labeled in schools just because we learn differently. They don't know what that's like. So until they can feel our pain for everything, every lash, every child murdered and killed, every woman raped, every Black man dragged out of his home, every Black person hung, burned, tarred, feathered, drowned, shot, stabbed. Until they feel that pain fully, for the things that our people have gone through from the beginning of the slavery time, they don't know what it's like. They don't know what our pain is like, while we still feel this way, until they know what it's like to say, you can't work here because your hair is too straight. They don't know what that's like. They don't know what that's like. You have a messy bun today. I'm gonna need you to fix that up. You can't work here.
Oh man. Let me
Your curls is falling.
This is a random story. Story time.
Go ahead, Tab.
So my little sister was working at McDonald's. She had like her hair in like a bun, like an afro bun. You know what I'm saying? And the lady that was working there, she was like, "You need to go in the bathroom and wet your hair and fix that, because that is not. No, that's not professional. That's not this. That's not that." And my sister was like, "I quit." She was like, "I'm out. You think that my hair, I need to go put water in my hair? You must not know. Like, my hair is going to get more, like, no.
It's going to get worse.
You need to make it less. You need to put some water on it or something." I'm like, okay.
I feel like most white girls just get up anyway, maybe comb their hair down a few times. But like I don't think they understand like the complications of the hair for one.
Wake up every single morning
and look presentable.
Your hair. What it takes to make sure every single night before you go to bed, your hair is some type of way wrapped up, so your moisture doesn't evaporate out, or if you have a style, it stays protected. They don't know what that's like. Black women, we can, but we don't, because we care about ourselves. We wake up every day and we do our hair. We do our hair.
And a bun is not unprofessional in the slightest.
A fro is not unprofessional.
Facts. That's
your
a fact.
Your locks is not unprofessional. Your braids is not unprofessional. Your twist out is not unprofessional.
The same way y'all wear your natural hair, we should be allowed to as well. It's just that simple.
If they bump you with their cart in the store, that's $2.5 million. I'm done.
I'm trying to tell you.
He said we need to sue every time they do something racist to us.
I was about to say, isn't that?
So you didn't see me coming up behind you? You gonna let the door close on me? Sue. I want to sue the door.
Okay, so your sister can't technically sue for that because she quit, right? But if she would have got fired, that's when that unethical termination or whatever it's called.
Right, but in the moment, you don't be thinking about like, oh, well, I could do this and I could do that. Like in the heat of the moment, you're thinking about this person really just said that to me. And then the first reaction, like you guys, I quit.
Was it a manager?
It was a manager.
I would have said, or what? Like, like, what do you mean? Like what do you mean? Go put water, like, or what? Like,
we have to readjust our reactions so that we have
for real.
Our so that we have better outcomes. We just have to readjust our reactions so we have better outcomes. Because if we address things a little differently, our outcomes will become a little differently too. Because I would say, and if I don't go put water on my hair.
And it's as simple as that. What she gonna tell you then? Then if she fires you, then you get the bag. She can sue. She can say she got PTSD because she researched slavery and
She is traumatized.
She is traumatized.
Black people
I'm trying to tell you.
afraid to sue. Like, I come across so many people all the time. They're telling me a story or whatever. I'm like, you could have sued them for that. There are statute of limitations on certain things. If something happens to you and you feel violated in a situation, do some research, find out if you can sue for it. You probably can, because people sue for literally anything, pretty much.
Anything.
You probably can sue for it. Figure it out, sue for it, and start taking white people's money. Start taking white people's money. They sue all the time. White people sue each other all the time, because they know that they can. Because they know that they can. And whether you get a lot or a little bit, you can still sue. And when somebody has been sued, that does not look good on their track record.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So
it's
the
a
next time
reflection
you
of
do
them.
facts, the next time they do it, somebody might actually win that lawsuit just because there's more evidence of it. But you gotta have the right team behind you. You feel me? Kind of what G was saying, because them lawyers and people that speak that lingo.
Paralegal team, hit me up.
Exactly.
I can set you up with a paralegal team.
Hey, when I get my stuff together, I'm gonna have a number. I'm gonna have a card. And a link. You could just click on it and go to my website. But that's like 10 years down the line, y'all. I gotta get my life together.
We'll stay looking for it though.
We gonna be Tabitha there.
And you'll have a lawyer showing up in court like this. I'm just playing. I wouldn't. But
there shouldn't be nothing wrong with that.
Why not? Why
not?
Exactly.
It's professional to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, turn up.
Because at the very least, we could try to get settlement, but that's just. But we talked about settling too. You feel me? If they offering it, you most likely got a case. So I take it the whole way. But that's me. 10 years.
I'm kidding. I was kidding. We already did the research. Years, then I gotta, you gotta take the bar, and then,
it's a process.
It's not 10 years. I'm kidding. Y'all don't understand. I'm being held accountable for everything that I say, so I have to watch what I say.
That's good.
I was just kidding. Why would it take me 10 years to finish school and get myself together?
We wouldn't let it.
I can't drag my feet too long, but But yes, you guys, yes. So with all that being said, we're gonna close it off here. So again, my name is Tabitha, and to my right I have
Jean.
Okay.
Mark, my bad.
And thank you all for tuning into our Make a Culture Move podcast. And we're gonna see y'all on Friday. Fro Friday. I'm gonna try to rock my different versions of my fro throughout the week to just. There you go, bam. We throwing it up over here. All Team Natural in the house. Team Natural.
100%.
Subscribe to all of our Facebook pages, our Make a Culture Move, our virtual artist storytelling, our Malcolm Lingo, our Make a Chess Move, the main one. Subscribe to all of them. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. We got Instagram popping. We gonna get Twitter popping.
We have apparel. We got apparel.
Get some Malcolm apparel. We got shirts, sweatshirts. We got hats. We're gonna be coming out with a lot more. I'm working on it. I got a line working on this, y'all. We coming out with some clothes for y'all. So if there's something you want to wear, just hit me, and I'm gonna make sure we get it out there with the Malcolm logo. You're gonna be out there popping fresh in your Malcolm gear. Okay. You feel me? So. Did I cover everything? The gear, the subscriptions.
Yes, and we got virtual artist storytelling this week as well.
Virtual artist storytelling, y'all. We back in action with virtual art of storytelling, where we do our Malcolm best to bring you guys incredible guests to tell their life stories. And share with us how they got to where they are in life right now, and just show the youth that there's many, many, many different paths to success, and Black people are successful in this world of America. Tune in this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Watch out on our pages. The Zoom link is posted on our pages, so you can go ahead and join with the Zoom link. It is virtual, so you can join from anywhere anywhere that you're at, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Yeah, y'all, we got 3 amazing guests this week, so
We do.
stand for that.
So with that, though, we're going to get up out of here. Y'all can have a productive day out there. Stay brown, stay proud, and do your thing, okay?
Yes, indeed. Y'all Mac 'em out there.
Y'all knock 'em out.